Hello, everyone. I am Daniela, and we have the lovely Kathryn on today. Our first person to ask a question is Allison. But Kathryn, before we begin, you can tell us a little bit about yourself, but also I want you to share your contact information.
Hi, I'm Kathryn, the crazy red-haired lady. Tells my crazy hair. But you can get a hold of me through Facebook, the crazy red-haired lady. You can also find me on my website, thecrazyredhairedlady.com. Not the crazy red-haired lady. Only one crazy red-haired lady, the crazy red-haired lady. Let's see. I was trying to think. Kathryn Barajas Bjork. That's my personal one. But that has all my email and everything too.
Do you have a website?
Yeah, thecrazyredhairedlady.com. Did I say that?
On top of your gifts, which are many, because she's an amazing pet communicator that I was able to meet Kathryn September 2019 on the Spirit Heart Cruise, and we just been thick as thieves since.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, really have.
Sanity check. Daniela's who I call.
But I don't think you mentioned that you make bath salts and spritzes like that. You sent me supplies when I was really feeling down. As a matter of fact, I should reach for it. While I go reach for that, because why don't you talk about some of the things that you have on your website?
Oh, okay. I make baths and teas and spritzers, and they're all Reiki infused, and they're all organic. So I pray over all of my ingredients beforehand so that it's kind of like a little hug. The baths, I have 4 different scents. Soak your tired sass, soothe your sass, soothe your pain in the sass, soothe your sick sass, sensual sass. It's all about empowering yourself. And then I have spritzers and teas as well. So I Reiki the tea, and then you're drinking it, and then you drink in the goodness. So when you get in the bath, you're soaking in the goodness. And when you spray it, you're spraying the goodness on you as well.
I'm sorry, I don't have everything in my bedroom because I have some of your supplies in the bathroom to use because you sent me a bag that has all the mixtures. It looks like people are trying to communicate. I'm going to see if I can share this. I love your card as well that you sent with me.
Thank you.
Really, your products, like I love this spritzer. That helped me a great deal. So I know that we have people lined up. Oh, they're actually commenting. Okay. So can you see the comments too, Kathryn?
No, let's see. I have live. I'll click this. Oh, hello. There's a bunch, right? Sorry, I know I'm touching my face. We're not supposed to touch your face. I'm sorry. It seems like, so I'm supposed to touch your face. I touch my face. Sorry.
So it says, look at the beautiful soul. 3 amazing ladies. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I love you. That Jeremy's Limelight group. And hi, Joanne. That's from my childhood friend. We went to middle school together. She's awesome. Joanne Harding says hello. We got some great people on here. So, Allie, why don't you, and anybody that wants to come on here, I guess click the link, and we can ask you questions. But Allie, when you're done asking your question, I'm gonna get, it sounds rude. I'm gonna get rid of you.
I can tell my camera. There's a button that says stop. Oh wait, maybe leave studio.
Yeah, that's what you'll do. So okay. Allison, do you want to begin with your question?
Okay, so this is my cat Pumpkin.
Or you could pick Pumpkin up. Why don't we do that?
Okay.
I was gonna say it's a little hard to see. Oh, what a cutie! Oh, hello! Oh, this is
okay, so my question is, why is she so mean to the dogs?
Oh, yeah. Okay. What's her name?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin. Okay. Because she believes she should be in charge.
She guards the door.
Yeah. Okay. So, cats are more like colonies. They do have a pecking order, but mainly they have colonies. Whereas with dogs, there's more. They are pack animals. So there's always one that's the leader, and then they have down the line they go. Okay. So and cats usually know this, but she believes that she should be in charge over the other two. So it's kind of like she wants to be the alpha of the pack.
Oh, okay.
So she tries to continually put them in their place. And
She
sometimes it
does-
works and sometimes it doesn't. Do they retaliate?
They're afraid of her. She bullies them.
Okay, well, that's what she wants.
I think that was spot on.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
That makes her happy. That gives her a thrill, actually. She's a sweetie, but she's a diva. And so she really, it gives her like this sense of like, haha, I won. I'm the big time. I'm the big shot. Watch this. I'm going to make 2 dogs who are way bigger than me cower. Like she is, oh, it's all about her.
Yeah, I could see that. She's
Mhm.
mean.
Totally.
She really bullies them. But okay, thank you.
And she doesn't like to share.
No.
She's in love with my daughter. Like,
No, right? She doesn't think she should have to. She says, she says, well, she has me. What else does she need?
Yeah, she's jealous. All
that's
right, thank you.
hard. Thank you so much, Allison.
All right,
She's
I'm
fun.
gonna.
I like her. I like her. She's like the redhead. She's the epitome of all redhead, I swear.
She does have orange fur a little bit. So.
There you go.
She does. That's why her name is Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Allison. I love you.
Bye.
I'm glad that you two finally got to meet.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
Allie knows you well through me.
That's good.
So, all right, Allie Cat, very nice. Thank you for jumping on. Good luck with your studying.
Okay, bye. Good luck.
Oh my gosh. Jeremy said Pumpkin sounds like Damien. I would have to agree with that assessment. Okay. Now I sent on Messenger pictures of
right.
Of Max, I believe. Is that right, Jeremy? I believe your baby is Max. Were you able to get those pictures?
Yeah, I have Max, and then I forget what the white dog's name is.
I don't remember that either. So if Jeremy can share that. But Joanne, I will get to you next. So we have pictures of Max.
Yes, I know Max. I know Max well. Max is fun.
Okay.
Max pops in a lot when sometimes when Jeremy and I talk, he likes to jump in and add his 2 cents. So he's very much around Jeremy.
Molly. Hi, Jamie. Molly is the white one. When you said, I don't know.
Molly. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I believe, I could be wrong about this, that he inherited from his mom.
Yes, that's right. Molly and his mom hang out together. So they're kind of like the same being.
Okay. So does Max have, oh, I got those pictures now on my screen. So beautiful. Do we have anything from either Max or Molly? Wow, they're beautiful.
I know, they're sweet. They're not really talking at the moment. They're just basically showing me their happy faces and their tails are wagging. So let's see. Well, it's kind of like they're both talking at once, but they're kind of a unit, and they both are saying that they appreciate that you're taking better care of yourself, Jeremy. Way to go. And that makes them happy because, you're doing more of the work that you love, but then at the same time, you're taking care of your physical body instead of pushing it harder than it needs to.
Wow, that was spot on. That really makes me happy because what that tells me is they're right there with him. For them to be able to observe that Jeremy's taking better care of himself.
Yeah, but it seems like anytime I talk to Jeremy, they kind of pop in at the same time. So they're very present with his everyday energy. So I think, I don't know, Jeremy, if you're talking to them regularly or if you notice them. I mean, you're very sensitive to the energy as well. But sometimes when our pets, we're so used to having them around us, we sometimes forget that they're there. But and Max says, "Oh, you don't have to acknowledge me all the time. He's happy just being there, just being with you."
Oh, that's so beautiful. I feel like Max really does get just happiness being in Jeremy's presence. Like that's all he needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's
So
beautiful.
he feels like he has more freedom to be with Jeremy wherever he is. So when he's out of the body, he can be with him on an airplane. He could be not that anybody's going anywhere, but like when Jeremy was traveling, he could be with him more. Like he could be with him, right, instead of having to wait for Jeremy to get home. Kind of like when Barney gets mad when you leave. So,
that's so funny.
I
didn't even ask you that.
Well, I just remembered, like, the how I think before when we first talked or something, that was one of the things that Barney came up with first is that when is she coming home? And so, where at this point, Max, and you just said he's a goofball and that he never leaves. They won't leave me alone. You're right. They won't leave you alone. So,
this is
you have to worry that they're right there.
I love that. I love that. But yes, I did send you pictures of that. It's funny because you never told me he was upset as like annoyed with me. When is she coming home? Because I was traveling a lot. I was trying to make it shorter. But when you said that to me, do you know what came to me? Even though we didn't have the conversation, I think it's when you and I were on a phone when I was in New York in March.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a funny feeling that's when he might have been perturbed.
Right. He has less time to be perturbed because you're there with him now. So he likes that.
Right.
Makes him happy.
So if you don't mind, the picture that I sent you, do you mind just checking into their energies? Because
that's fine.
It's changed.
I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. It looks like maybe a Rottweiler.
You're looking at Jeremy's. That's Max.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Barney. I'll send you. You're right. I can't see the pictures that I sent to you of Barney.
Wait, what about this one?
Oh,
that's still Max?
Yeah, let me go. I was looking in the wrong stream though. Okay.
Hi, Jamie. I just saw that you're on.
Hold on. Let me see if I can send it to you. So let's see, Miss Kathryn. Yeah, it's just that my stuff went through before. You know what?
Is it up higher? Wait, it's up higher, right? These
2 dogs on a couch.
These?
Yeah, those are my babies.
Okay. And
Barney's under the blanket and Jordan's on top of the blanket.
Okay, all right. Yeah, because I was thinking that how long ago was this taken?
Oh yeah, the energy would be older. Like that might be 6 months or 3 months ago, maybe 3 months.
Right, because this feels like there's longing in this.
Okay. Yeah, that's not the current energy. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have a current.
No, that's okay. That's what I have there. I can tap into them now since I know what they look like. It's always helpful to have because that I pick up on the right animal. Sometimes with pets, I can pick up on someone else's.
True.
If that makes sense.
It does.
Sometimes my words fail me. So let's see. I was trying to figure out who wanted to talk first, but they both are wanting to talk. So do you have a preference?
No, I'm going to let you pick.
Okay. Let's see. Did you add a new crystal under your bed?
I've switched things up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Because I see Barney kind of near those crystals or whatever, but he's showing me that he misses. Either he misses it, or if you put a different one under there, but like a selenite, like something like this.
I have all that. The reason why he probably misses it, he stopped coming into my room. He did on Tuesday, and it's not me. I don't think it was his decision, but that's why I think he misses the crystals because he's been choosing to stay in a living room.
Hmm. That's odd.
He likes the couch.
He likes the couch. Okay, all right. Have you smudged your room recently?
No, but I've been clearing it like with chimes and things, but I probably could do a smudge.
Okay, all right. Well, it's kind of like I feel like kind of two things. With your kids being at home, he enjoys being with them, and your son seems like he hangs out on the couch and watches TV more. Or somebody is on the couch and he wants to sort of feel that energy out a little bit more.
Not my son, but it is central. Like my daughter, he loves my daughter. His adopted dad, stuff like that. Jordan's in there. He doesn't care for my son.
Okay, all right. Well, when I look at him, I see him on the couch and there's a blanket and he's in the center, right? And there's a human of some, that he's sort of trying to feel out. And he says that he feels more confident now with the love that you've given him and kind of all that time that he spent under the bed with all of the crystals and everything. It's like he sort of feels like he has more confidence to kind of come out of his shell a little bit and want to feel what this energy feels like. So he's sort of trying it out there to see what that's like. He's also said that he felt like your energy in your room felt a little heavy. So he wanted to kind of see what it was like out there. But in some ways it was good because it forced him out of his comfort zone. So it was good. It was good for him. It was good for you.
I did shut the door initially because his adopted dad, like his go-to is my bedroom. So to draw him into the family, I had to shut the door. I didn't want to, but I knew, he wasn't going to connect with the rest of the family if I let him stay with me only.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess it makes sense because he's trying. He's trying to try new things, but you've given him that confidence to try new things. And so he wants to do it. Yes. So,
and I thought you would like tapping into that just because you knew him from the beginning. Like he was the scaredy cat,
Right. Exactly. So you did a good thing in shoving him out. And so he's, I feel like there's a little bit of him trying to walk the line in how to do both because he doesn't want you to feel like he doesn't want to be with you. He wants to be with you, but he wants to see what's over there,
Totally. Like how the kids have to go to kindergarten, you know what I mean?
Right.
Very similar thing. You gotta let them explore. You want your children, but they have to have a life, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. So
you've never tapped into Jordan.
Okay, let's see. How old is Jordan?
I think about a year.
Oh, okay. All right. Jordan feels older to me than a year, which is why I was surprised when you said a year. He keeps bringing up peanut butter. Do you feed him peanut butter? Does he like? Most dogs really like peanut butter, and I don't know if he feels like he should get more treats or something. So,
yeah, the older part, she feels very human, and she has a heart. Like she's just such a love. So I could see what old soul. Like if she was a human, we'd say, oh, even though she's young in years, she's an old soul. But she always wants more treats. She never turns anything down, and we go back on her treats.
Oh, so that's what that is. Because she was trying to be a little confused there. That's why I asked their age, and I need to see their picture because it really helps me distinguish between the two. But I really feel that's why there was such a, I feel like I was really confused there for a minute, and I kind of feel like the light bulb was going off. Okay, so I finally understand. Barney and Jordan are really connected. feel like they're really connected, and they really connect on a higher soul level. And so she feels so much older and he feels older that I was really confused as to who was the one that was younger. I do feel, obviously her body is more agile than his, and her body, she can move it and play and bounce and do whatever she wants to kind of with it, whereas his is a little bit slower. But she is feeling like she really wants peanut butter. She just keeps showing this damn peanut butter. Like where's my peanut butter? You took my peanut butter from me. Like, y'all are home now and I want some more peanut butter. Can't we work this out here? Like, something's missing.
I'll take care of her. I'll give her some peanut butter after the show.
Like, okay. And also I see one of those. Do you have a Kong?
A what?
Do you have a Kong?
We have a lot of toys. I don't have that kind, but we have a lot of toys.
Okay, her mind is a little bored. So she was, I think that's what she's thinking about the peanut butter, because it takes so long to eat it. Like she's showing me, like if you put it on a wall, sometimes people will put peanut butter like on a wall if they have to trim their dog's nails, so that they are busy licking the wall and they're not paying attention to their feet. Okay. So she's wanting some kind of mental stimulation.
Okay, maybe we'll go online to get her something.
Yeah. So then you could fill the Kong with peanut butter. You could freeze the peanut butter. Then it takes even longer. And then they just push it around with their nose. And then they can get to it easier. She wants a little bit more mental stimulation is what she's after there.
Okay. We're just going to go back in the feed.
Okay.
Thank you so much for that. Jordan, by the way, will eat anything. When I say that, I don't mean edible things.
Oh, so it used to be that same way.
She's like a goat. But Joanne Harding had a question. It says, I have a question. I have my brother's fur babies. Is there anything they want to tell me? So Joanne Harding Shoke. Joanne, if you're still on, do you have a picture of the fur babies? Her brother had passed away, and I believe
that's what I thought. I thought this just sounded familiar. This scenario sounded familiar.
Because I think you've helped her before.
Right.
So let me see if anything comes through. Joanne, I don't know if she's still on. We have 8 people. Okay, if we don't get an answer because we have other people that have asked questions.
Fine. Someone down here, I guess.
Tammy White.
There was a Jill.
Jill wondering about, what does it say? How our 2 cats feel about being with humans home always. Oh, that's funny. That will be an interesting answer. Yeah, you're right. Jill is asking about her cats. Oh, Joanne is okay. So Joanne's gonna look for a picture to send, and Jill wants to know are the cats, I guess, pleased, annoyed? What are their emotions about having the humans home 24/7?
Well, I guess that's funny, Jill. We'll go with your cats because the other two aren't really talking at the moment. So I'm not. They just don't feel really connected to me at the moment. So your 2 cats, Jill, are popping up big time. And it's funny because they're kind of like bouncing, kind of like if you were to almost like a fence, how sometimes like the dogs jump up and go, pick me, pick me, pick me. So your cats are kind of jumping up going, hi there, hi there, hi there. I would say to me, they feel like they were a little bit more mischievous when you weren't home. And then now they can't be as mischievous. So it's kind of like, you're like always watching. And at first they felt kind of annoyed about that, but now they think it's kind of funny. So they feel like it's sort of like I'm watching, they're showing me and I'm watching what they're trying to convey.
That's hilarious.
They're trying to find new ways to create havoc. So as if to entertain you and to entertain themselves. So like I see them sort of jumping on the bed and And they're kind of like talking to each other, like, watch this, no, watch me, no, wait, watch me. Because you guys are there to watch all their crazy shenanigans. So they're trying to create more shenanigans so that then they create a laugh. Because it's like, I feel like, not that, I don't know if you guys were never home, but it's just, they had each other just to entertain each other, and they found their own shenanigans to entertain themselves. And now they have you guys to entertain them as well. So they create the crazy so that you will watch them. Does that make sense?
I think so, because what you're saying is it's almost like little kids are showing off, is I think what you're saying.
Yes, there we go.
Like, look at me, look at me. You know what I mean? We're at now.
Right, yes.
A show off. They're showing off.
They're showing off.
Okay. So that was Jill, correct? She commented. All right. I think she did. Absolutely true is what Jill's. That's so awesome. I love that. Now, I sent you pictures. Joanne sent them to me. I sent them to you.
Okay.
So they're going to be on like your messenger.
Oh, okay.
Feedback, Jill. That's excellent. Oh, Jill's so funny. They say, look at what I can do. I believe it.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Spot on. It's hilarious.
Okay. Is this, oops, sorry, wait.
Cats, yeah. Cat? Those are her. I think I sent you 3 pictures. I think there's dog and a cat.
I'm sorry. I'm not very good with.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, those are her.
Okay.
Well, or her brother's babies. That's what she sent.
All 3 of them are.
I think that's what I sent you. Yeah.
Okay, great. Just making sure.
I'm not going to send you a bunch of different people because that's confusing.
These kitties feel a little annoyed with. They feel irritated to me. Like, lady, why do you keep bothering us?
Oh.
So is what it feels like to me. It's like they're trying to figure out their own new normal. You know, before when we had talked, they were trying to figure out, they were still dealing with loss, right? And now they're sort of trying to figure out humans, okay? So I don't know what you were like before, and I don't know what their place was like before, but what they feel like right now is that they kind of want to just be left alone. They may have their moments where they'll jump on your lap and sit in your lap and that kind of feel like that. But right now they're showing me that they just hands off, leave me alone. I don't know if that's normal, if you've noticed them doing that, right? Or if that's just them right now. But right in this instant, don't touch me, don't play with me, don't look at me, let me be. I want my own space. I want to be by myself. I want to sit in the sun. I want to, if you have one of those cat window things, they just, they just don't touch me is what they're saying. Leave me alone.
And I sent you one more picture. I apologize. I didn't get it in time. It's the same person because you got the big furry cat. Because to me, what you just described sounds like the fluffy cat.
Okay, all right.
And
the fluffy cat wants to be left alone.
The fluffy cat. I mean, you know what? That's like one of those children, right? Like sometimes when children at a young age lose a parent, they don't want all the touchy-feely, the communication. They need to process on their own. And that's what you're describing here. The cat needs to process.
Right. I feel like this one really wants to be just left alone. I would continue a little bit, though, to put your hands on because you don't want the cat to become feral in any way.
Yeah.
If you leave them alone too long, then, they will become that way.
That's rough. And I guess this is one of the other ones. So there was a dog and a fluffy cat and then this other cat.
Okay. This one I'm looking at right now.
The last one I just sent, I just realized, I'm like, oh boy, I didn't see that before.
Okay. Yeah. I thought they were 2 of the same. I thought they were 2 fluffy ones, but it's just the one. Okay. So the one wants to be left alone and the other one wants to play more. So the other one wants
the other one's different.
Right. So if you have those cat toys that, that has like, it's a big long string or has a feather or something, they want the stimulation of play. And I feel like in this play, it's like almost like it's a release for them. When they feel stressed, they want to play. They want to get wild. They want catnip. They want to jump off the walls. They want to whatever. And kind of like they need that outlet to run around and be crazy. So leave the one alone, entertain the other one, play. And then the dog, the dog is funny. The dog is kind of like, hey there, just kind of real laid back, kind of like if he had his own background music, it'd be like, doo 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 doo. He's always happy to go for a walk. Seems like there's not much that he's just really laid back. I don't sense that he has a real issue with anything. He's just, kind of a go with the flow kind of guy. So
I'm even curious, like, did her brother have the 2 cats and the dog, or was the dog hers? Because, like,
yeah, definitely.
The dog doesn't, I'm not picking up on the trauma with the dog.
Right.
And I don't know if that's because it's a dog or it's this just unique personality of a really everything's good type of dog. You know what I mean?
He's very chill. Like, he's just very relaxed. There's not much that bothers him.
Right. So Joanne, I don't know if you can comment on that. So let's say, because it's always a challenge. Hi, Karen. I love you too, baby. Oh, Joanne's saying yes, I guess, to what you said. That was like 2 minutes ago. So what you said, she was saying she was giving you validation. Oh my goodness. This is so funny. I didn't see this. I smother them. Now I know.
Okay. So yeah. Back off a little bit.
The cat, like the bigger one, was like, "Get off me." That is so funny. Okay, so she thought. I mean, think about it. People do the same thing with children, right? They keep coming. They keep coming because they're like, "Oh, the poor babies," da da da. But they overcompensate. With a younger one, I feel is better about it, but not the older one. So
right.
Joanne said yes. I'm just looking to see if anybody else. I can't see anything past. Oh, Joanne, thank you. My brother lived with me. I was with her for 8 years, and she has been with me alone for 2. Okay, so that maybe that's why the dog feels good too, because they live together.
Yeah, definitely feels like kind of like an assimilation. The dog feels like. Well, I guess the dog. I don't know what the dog's name is. I hate to keep saying the dog, but between the two cats, but I feel like the dog is saying, I don't have to miss him because I feel him still here in the house. So it doesn't feel like he's really gone to me. The dog says, I feel his energy, and I don't need to feel sad like I need to miss him because he's here. And I feel, sorry, my voice starts to change sometimes when I'm on the right path. I feel like he has looked to you as being his caretaker, like he knew that things were changing and shifting, and so he started to look to you as leader. And so there's not really any sadness on his part for missing him.
Funny part, she gave her dog's name, or their dog's name is Cash. That is really funny. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Now, I sent you one more picture of Monty, a dog named Monty that's passed over. Jamie, Monty is next.
Okay, this one. Oops.
Yep, beautiful.
Okay. Who does Monty belong to?
Jamie grew up with Monty.
Oh, okay.
It's a dog.
Okay, all right. I didn't know who the human was. So let me see what Monty has to say. Monty talks kind of quickly, actually. I have to slow him down because he's talking so much. Well, it's funny. He reminds me of a squirrel, so that's probably why we get along so well. He is. It's like Sorry, I need him to slow it down. He likes the playful energy in your home. He likes how your son is that kind of that sparkly kind of. It's sort of Did you guys ever play with bubbles when you were little, or play with bubbles? Like you blow bubbles, and I see him kind of jumping to catch them in his mouth or in his back, like in your backyard to play. And it's like the energy, the sparkle energy of your child, that same sort of playful sparklies he likes to jump up and like catch in his mouth. Yeah, he really gravitates towards that. I feel like he spends a lot of time with you. He likes to sit at your feet, especially like late at night if you're working on the computer. Zoe has joined us, my dog. She just pushed the door open with her nose. Sorry for that.
So Jamie's saying he was my childhood dog, like a brother.
Okay. So Beautiful. He brings the comfort and kind of the magic that you need in your life. And it feels like there's more magic now around you than there used to be. So he feels more comfortable. I guess that's why he's showing me at your feet that and now he's stretching out. He's showing me his tummy, which is a good sign that he's trusting. And he just feels like more at home in your home than he felt before.
That's beautiful. And he's saying, sounds like him. He sent that like a minute ago. That's love. And by the way, Jamie, Jeremy's saying hello, and he sent you a heart. Very beautiful dog, right?
Mm-hmm. It feels very much so. I feel like there's just a lot more magic in your life, Jamie, than there used to be. Like magic in the sense of like sparkles and the like the elementals, like the gnomes and the fairies and the like. It's very magical, wizards and your dog really likes this energy, and so it's he's showing me like he's walking around and he's just very relaxed, but he's walking around very present in your house. So I would, if you feel, of course, you know what your dog felt like and what he felt like when he sat down next to you, but I feel like he's spending a lot of more time with you and he's part of the reason that magic is present in your life now. So I hope that makes sense.
I think it makes sense. I don't know about you, Jamie. Oh, he wrote, oh, wow, thanks. Jamie, think about your life. Your life has changed. I know that you do the same work that you've been doing. But if you really look at your life over the past like year and a half, things have really changed. I would say your perspective on things, the people that have entered your life, including me and Kathryn and Jeremy, magic has entered your life. So that makes a lot of sense. And I mean, you guys could all comment. I think we've shifted his perspective a little bit. So look, what is he doing?
I feel like, he's, I mean, Jamie, I just met you through the other two, but it's almost like your vibration level has shifted, and therefore he feels more likely to come in and be more playful. He was definitely more of a playful, feel old soul kind of guide when you were younger, kind of gave you that guidance that you needed that you didn't have. Now, I don't know if you have more siblings or not, but I totally understand now as he reveals more of himself to me, how you say that he was like a brother, because
I feel that too.
Like at first he came in and he sat down on the floor, and then he came in and then he showed me his belly, which is all the way of saying, yes, I allow you into my space. So I'm seeing more of his life and more of how he was with you.
It's funny, he has a vibe almost of an older brother, like really showing Jamie the ropes.
Yes. But I feel like he has been gone from your life for a while, doing other work, because that's what they do. They do other work. And he's come back now to help you, to be a guide for you on this next step.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep us in some kind of order.
So that's fine.
Aw, Jeremy wrote, Jamie has been a blessing in our life. I agree 100%. Totally. But yeah, that I could feel the special bond between them,
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like just my gut is it's going to sound harsh, but there was such a strong connection between them, almost more like of a brother than his brothers. That sounds terrible, but
well, a bit can be that way because we don't have to hide anything. Like, even if your sibling is your best friend, there's still that protection on our heart, because we know we can't always share everything. Whereas with a pet, you can share everything, especially if there's a deep connection that you can share everything.
Now, I think I sent you, let me switch over, one more picture. And it's Tammy's baby. She has this beautiful black cat. So I'm going to have to go back in StreamYard to see what Tammy. Yeah, it's a beautiful black cat. Yep. I'm just going to see if I can find out the cat's name. I don't know if that's in the comments. So Tammy White is the one that sent that picture.
This cat feels like it has some Egyptian to it. Almost
Jack.
Jack is the name of the cat?
Jack,
okay. So Jack brings in kind of some Egyptian energy. Like he was, I don't know if you know much about Egypt and cats, but cats are a big deal in certain cultures of Egypt. And there is a cat that was like a god, I think, like some type of high deity. And this cat feels like it has some of those same lines, ancestry. When I was looking in its picture, it has a very strong jaw. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting. He's like part warrior. Definitely feels like a warrior spirit. Plus this sort of, this soul has been around a while. This is an old soul. How old is Jack?
Let's see if she's going to respond. And after this, I'm going to go into Rita. Tammy, if you're on, please answer how old Jack is. Oh, Tammy is on because when I was looking for the name, she wrote it, Jack. So that's very cool. She's on. Okay.
So it looks like he's 5.
5. Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. Beautiful cat, right? Really intense.
Yeah. He's very intense. He feels very royal, very regal about him. I swear, if he could wear a gold crown, he'd be really happy about that. Like every time I see him or see his energy, he's wearing your typical gold, like how they would dress the cats, it's very interesting. I don't know. How do you feel about Egypt? Do you have any ancestries that are in? I would look into it if you, we all have a lot of time on our hands these days. You could look into the Egyptian cat. I feel like he's really wants you to look into that. There's an important message there. He's not showing me, but that he wants you to know.
Yeah, it's between them, right? You get that vibe. That was really awesome. But yeah, it's funny. Right before you said like he would like the crown, I feel what I was getting is I would call him sir. You know what I mean? Don't
right? Yeah. Like royal.
Treat him with respect. Because I think that would really piss him off, if you think he's just a silly cat, and try to treat him in that fashion. Now, I did ask somebody if they could send a picture because they were asking about a cat. But if you don't mind, we'll both answer it. But somebody was asking if they got the impression that their cat was protecting them. And cats do that. It was Rita. It's saying that she gets the impression that her cat is protecting her. She goes, sometimes my cat seems as if she's protecting me. Is this possible? And then she wrote, psychically, not physically. And I've been told, and maybe you can give me some response to this, but I've been told that cats are more protective psychically than dogs. Like, I feel dogs protect us physically, right? And emotionally, like they're very good for us. But I was told recently this year that cats protect us psychically. Do you have anything on that?
Yes, I do. I feel like they have a lot more, in some ways, magic to them. Of course,
bingo.
I can't necessarily say that every cat is this way, because like humans, every cat is different. Every pet, every dog is different. They have, underlying similarities. But the book that I often use, the Ted Andrews Animal Speaks book, if you look up cat has to do with magic. And if you look up dog, it says loyalty. So when you look in people's energy and you see, like, if I were to look in someone's energy or read their aura and I see cats that start running through, it has to do with magic. So I feel that there are certain times in our lives when the cat is more important, and other times when the dog is more important. So it just, obviously it depends on who your main person is in the house. So if you're feeling that your cat is trying to protect you, then I would take that, obviously, as a good sign that they're wanting to protect you, especially with everything that's going on. Now, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the media, you're overwhelmed with what your job is, and your cat might be adding that extra layer of protection to try and balance your energy, to try to balance your aura so that and your vibration, so that you're not like all over the place. I feel like you've had a lot of anxiety, and your cat is trying to sort of bring that down so that it's easier for the cat and for you to coexist in the house.
I'm just looking for...
If you have any, your cat, I feel like I don't know if you have a salt lamp, or you could get some, you need some more grounding in your house. The energy is a little bit static, like almost it sparks. I feel like there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of anxiety, and your cat's trying really hard to protect you so that they can sort of, almost like it's putting its feet down, you know what I mean? Like it's putting its paws down to sort of brace itself for all of this that's coming in. And he's sort of standing in front of you as if to be the block, from all of that stuff, so that it will hit him first, so it doesn't hit you. The thing is that in some ways he doesn't need to take on all of this. So what we want to do for him is to help him understand that it is not his job to take the full brunt of it. He is your helper. He is your guide. He is your friend. He's your companion. He's your best friend, all of these things. But it is a balance. And in order to have that balance, you need to take back some of those things. It is not his job to take on everything. Like my youngest son, he has a lot of anxiety, and it's very hard for him when people in the house get upset. And so he will come and comfort them. And he's only 10. And I've told him since he was 18 months old, it is not your job to make mommy feel better. I appreciate that you're wanting to give me a hug, but it is not your job. Okay. With our pets, they take on some of it to help us, but it is not their job to take on the full amount of it. And he's taking the brunt of it. So if there's some way that you could find to bring down that escalation, bring down some of that anxiety, bring down some of that fear, so that he's not in the front line, like, of your protection. And I feel like that's what he feels like. And if that's not what you want from him, then you need to tell him that's not what you want from him, because he feels like that's his job.
Wow. And she wrote, thank you. That sounds spot on. I'll listen to her message and ground more. So that's really beautiful. And Alexandra said she still cries about her dog every day. I had asked if there was some way to share a picture, but she said that her dog had passed away. And it's funny because you were giving that last message, and she wrote a response. I thought that was interesting. So let's see. So true. I feel like my dog is protecting me from heaven every day. Her dog has passed over. So you were giving that last message, and it sounded like you were speaking to her as well. Does anyone else have any questions on their pets? I don't know if Beatrice or Joanne or Karen, because a lot of people have asked. And thank you so much. It's been amazing.
I guess I wanted to ask Alexandra, do you have a picture by chance of your pet? I'm not really picking up on, I sense that your dog is with you, but I'm not seeing a face. And that would be helpful for me to pick up. And also your dog really wants you to not miss her so much. Like it's hurting him that you're hurting so much. He doesn't want that for you. Especially with everything, like there's a lot of stress in your life. I mean, everybody has stress in their life. I get that. And that could be kind of a generic sort of sense. But this feels like he doesn't want you to put that energy towards him. He wants you to find the peace within and realize that he's with you. He's just in different form. Okay. Like I'm going to share the story because I know it really helped me. When my late husband passed, my kids were 4 and 2, and I was pregnant at the time. One of the best stories that I heard that was really helpful was about the dragonfly. I've tried to find this story again, but I haven't been able to find it. And it was through the grief group that gave it to us, but it was a dragonfly. And you know how they have eggs and they're underwater, and they have it's like they hold this meeting or something, and the little ones underneath say, okay, so the next person that's going to transform and go out and become the big dragonfly, you need to make sure that you are taking on the responsibility that you're going to come back and tell us what's going on out there, right? So this little tiny dragonfly transforms and changes and goes and flies out of the water and flies around, and it's so amazing and this or that. He can't wait to go back and tell his friends underneath in the water what it's like. But once he starts to hit the water, he can't go back because then he's going to drown because he doesn't have the same, so he can't go back. But he's still the same person. He's still the same being. So it's kind of the same thing in death, is that his body may have been tired and needed to go, but when it's time to transform, he's still the same being. He just can't be there physically with you. So he wants you to think of him as a dragonfly. And I feel like that is his sign that when he's around, you'll see dragonflies. That's what he wants you to think of, is of dragonflies. I'm not sure. You can Google that story. There's some other important parts of it. I feel like I kind of botched it all to hell, but because there's some really important things in that story, and I can only remember fragments of it. Plus, I was, balancing this energy, but really, he wants you not to be heartbroken because there's other things in your life that need your focus and your attention. And he wants you to embrace him as this dragonfly and know that he can be with you, and you can still be you and he can still be him, but just in different bodies. So he's still here. He's just not physical, if that makes sense.
And you answered her question, because he's a Rottweiler. She was going to look for a picture of him, but he's a Rottweiler. What'd she say? Yes, he's okay. She was trying to get a picture of him, but I think you nailed it. And it really makes sense, because our loved ones, whether they have fur or you know what I mean, a human, it's the same message, because it hurts them when we're hurting.
Right.
And when you were saying that you need to focus on other things, one of the messages that I got is like, it lowers your immune system when you're that upset. It's not physically good for you.
Right. But the important thing to do, I know, is to also make sure that you do cry, because if you don't cry, the grief tears, as my group therapy thing that I did with my kids, is that the tears themselves, if you keep them in, they will make you sick.
Well, because they're toxic.
Right. They're toxic. So don't be afraid to cry. Allow yourself to cry. I'm crying all day. Some days I'm, so allow yourself to feel the emotion, but don't let it consume you.
Because there's a balance. You want to express it, release it, allow it, but you don't want to dwell in it. There's a balance.
There's a balance, yeah.
And I think the dog's message is he feels like she's dwelling, and he wants her to
allowing it to consume.
Unhappy.
Right. And your body and your brain and your emotional self need you not to let it consume you at this point.
Right. Because we're not talking about repression. You want to release. You want to have the experience. Because I know I made that mistake when I lost my mom. I didn't want her to be sad. I didn't want to be a train wreck. So I was trying to carry on as best as I could. But what happened was, I guess I repressed. I don't know what the word is, but I didn't release it. And like when I finally did many years later, it was as fresh as when she passed, because it had to be released.
Well, there are, levels, layers of grief. Like you have your immediate ones, and then
I'm going to look it up what you said to her, and she said that, "Thank you so much. He means so much to me." So that was really awesome. And I apologize because I've been struggling with asthma, so the coughing is starting to kick up. And I didn't know if I should jump off screen, but you've been going for a long time. Can you please share, and I'm sorry that we didn't do this intermittently, can you share again how to get in touch with you?
Oh, the crazyredhairedlady.com or the crazyredhairedlady@gmail.com. or through Facebook, the Crazy Red Haired Lady, facebook.com. So make sure you add the part. I've heard that there's been, just Crazy Red Haired Lady, but it's the Crazy Red Haired Lady. So.
Okay. And because some people jumped on later, can you also describe some of the things that you sell on your website?
I do the animal communication, plus I do Reiki, and I also balance chakras for pets and humans. I also make organic and Reiki infused products. I make tea and baths and spritzers. So now is a really good time actually to get in a bath and rejuvenate, rewind, relax. All of my products are organic, plus I Reiki everything that goes into them. So they have my basic of it is to rejuvenate and to heal and to help unwind and know that someone cares for you and wants you to feel whole and light-filled.
I do want to ask a question, and maybe I should know this answer. When did you start? Did you do that, like the things that you sell? Was that before or after you lost your first husband?
That was after. So
that's what I had a funny feeling. Was that because gosh, like I'm not going to share Kathryn's story, that's her story, but it's a very powerful story. And I would say she had to find her way back.
Yes. I will say that basically the Crazy Red Haired Lady was born at the bottom of a tub. I would spend my days caring for young kids, and then in the evening, there really wasn't anyone to comfort me because the person that I wanted to comfort me was no longer present on the planet. So I would get into the tub and I would sit in the water and I would cry and I would meditate and I would breathe deep and I would enjoy the warmth of the water. And so the water was like a hug. And so when I would be in this tub and crying, and I did it every day, probably every day, sometimes twice a day, did I think about how important these baths were and how much they saved me. And so I wanted to create something like that for someone else because I would hate for anyone to feel like what I felt. But we don't know what happens in life. We don't know what, what plans we think we're going to have and who we think we're going to be and how it doesn't happen, So I looked into trying to figure out how I could comfort by bringing peace and love in a bath and be that hug so that when someone else if you're grieving or you've had major loss or you are trying to figure out who the heck you are, that these baths could help you maybe figure that out.
That's why I thought it was important for you to share that, because not just that, like that, because of what you've been through and your intention, that's why your products are so special. Because I think I was really sad when you sent me my gift bag. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I got something coming to you. And it really did help me tremendously. Next time, if you will do this again in the future, that's one of the things. Remind me to have it lined up so I don't have to leave the room to go get the things that you sent. Or you could actually have you share it too, right in front of your camera. Like, oh, this is some of what that would be an idea to have. Like,
yeah, I could do that too. It's when you get the bath, you pour the bath into the bag. And then you tie the bag shut and you hang it on your faucet so the water runs through the bag so you don't get herbs all over your tub.
I learned the hard way. I'm going to be honest.
I know, right? It even has directions on the back that says whatever. But because herbs will stick to your tub and they'll stick to you. And the point is to relax, not to have to get out and clean your tub.
I didn't, but I still enjoyed it. But yeah, I got it afterwards. I was like, because that's just me. I was tired and everything.
It's okay. It works. You still get the benefit from it, So
I appreciate you so much, because Kathryn has 3 young children at home and 2 dogs, I believe, at this time. So I really appreciate you spending this hour with us. And I think we answered everyone's questions. And you were just amazing. So Kathryn did share how to get in touch with her. And we talk on the phone and stuff like this. It's always nice to do this, but yeah, we should do this again. Like, even just us seeing each other and drinking.
I know, yes, it's very helpful, because Daniela is always so wonderful and help bringing me back down to planet Earth. Being the crazy lady, I sometimes get all wrapped up in my hair and get,
my little sister or something.
Right? I know, it's perfect. I'm so grateful that you asked me. This was a really nice switch up from my regular routine.
I even asked to do the visual for drinking coffee privately between the 2 of us.
That works too. I drink so much coffee. The average should not drink coffee, but hey, here we are.
But let's see, what did she say? Aw. You are both.
Thank you.
That's from Miss Rita. Thank you. But I appreciate everyone that jumped on the call with us, and also the people that will watch this in the future. So thank you, everyone that are present now and that will be present. And I'm sure Kathryn and I, because we have fun doing this stuff together. So thank you. I'm going to end the broadcast. We don't have to hang up yet. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day and stay safe. And don't forget, we're still allowed to walk our pets. My 2 puppies are loving the extra attention, the pets. Obviously, I got to do the peanut butter, but the walks to the park and everything. So don't forget to spend that time. We invest in our loved pets, our loved ones, because I do love them. But they give us a tremendous amount. Why not get them the healthy exercise? And that's a big part of what brought Barney out of his shell and Allie moved back. She walks him every day, and it's helped him with his anxiety. So
and I guess the other thing was I had heard that there were some people that were concerned that their pets could give them COVID, and your pets cannot give you COVID at all. And also there's no reason to take your pet to the shelter, because I heard there were some people that were giving their pets away because they were afraid that their pet was going to make them sick. No, this is false as well. Hold on to your fur babies. They need you just as much as you need them.
Well, to be honest, I kind of think I know that we provide things for them like shelter and food, but I heard that in Europe, it's gone up 300% adoptions.
Oh, good.
People are very lonely here, being isolated. This is unfamiliar. And I even said to my daughter like a day or 2 ago, I think we would be losing our minds if we didn't have the 2 dogs and a cat, unconditional love. Like, I'm pretty okay with being in the house, and I don't think that would be the case if I didn't have my pets.
Yeah, I think it would be hard for sure. I think it would be hard, but it would do more detriment, and clearly there's a lot of different information out there, but just making sure that as being an animal advocate, that we should hold on to our pets and not be concerned. Yes, your pets can get COVID, but that doesn't mean that they'll give it to you. So
I don't know. To me, it seems like if your pet got COVID, you had it and give it to your pet. But that's just my spin. My dog's not socializing all over the place.
Right.
Yeah, that I think for our mental and emotional well-being, our health, that to me, they definitely keep me balanced. They really do.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. There are times I have one dog that barks a lot, and she's getting better, but there are times where I'm like, oh my gosh, you're making me lose my mind. But in some ways, she's giving me that distraction. And she's giving me that outlet to be like directing it at her and not at my kids. And she takes one for the team. I'm doing that. So.
That's really funny. And Jamie said bye to us.
Bye, Jamie. Thank you.
So I'm going to just end the broadcast.